Well, good day, viewers, and welcome back to another banger episode of In the Mix. I am slightly under the weather, but that doesn't stop us from having a great show and updating you guys with the latest sports news. Looking ahead with how the weekend is so packed with sports, I have my right-hand man with me who was at the horse racing, at the JSB Independence Cup horse racing event last weekend. And he looks ready for the show. He looks excited. Jesse Jackson Kauraisa, how are you feeling and how excited are you for today, brother?
Well, Brian, I'm excited. Obviously, once there's sports events every weekend, we get excited as sports journalists. I'm also excited to be on the show. And mind you, today I'll also be on the other side for the first time. I'll be there. Apparently, there's some chicken dipped in some lemon or whatever you call it. But, so we are going to enjoy that. We, of course, we're joined by, that is Marco Ndlovu, sports veteran, sports journalist as well, who has been around. Marco, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Brian. When you say veteran, you're scaring me. I haven't reached those heights of being called a veteran, but thank you for having me.
Okay, Marco, thank you for joining us on the show. I think veteran is a bit of a stretch, but yeah, I think the right
Why
words.
is it a stretch? The man has been around for so long.
I think veteran.
There are elders who are veterans, so if they hear that I'm a veteran, they'll get angry that I'm taking their position before I reach that time.
Yeah, I think
You must earn it, my friend.
I would say award-winning Marco Ndlovu, because I know you have picked up a few awards, of course, from the Sports Commission Awards, moving all the way to the EFN Awards as well.
Yeah, as well as the school sports union awards. Those are some of the awards that I've won.
So like I said, he's definitely a man who knows what we'll be talking about, and he's a football specialist as well. But before we do get into the show, we have a lot of surprises today. First and foremost, Jesse Jackson Kauraisa will be in the kitchen, like he said, and I am very nervous for Patricia because I haven't seen... A hero man is not someone who you put close to the fire. I think you guys may be in a pot or something in that.
Pots.
Yes, there it's fine. But other than that, we'll have to see how it goes. So, I'm going to tell you what day it is today. So today is National Vitamin C Day. So perhaps, Jesse Jackson, do you know why Patricia prepared this wonderful delicacy for us? It looks cute. I like the presentation. So your thoughts maybe on what this is?
Delicacy. Wow. It's the first time I'm seeing something like this in my life. Chocolate with oranges together. It's I don't know how it tastes. I can already see the taste from the way it looks.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool. Marco, not to put you on the spot, but I think you need to just get the first bite for us out of the way, so we just all know what we are working with. Let's get that.
Well, I'll do the honors.
Okay. I'll join you right after. I think. Let me first see. Patricia did say it is a very.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, if you're going in for the second bite, that means you're trying to confirm the taste that you got in the first bite. That just means there's hope. Thoughts?
Well, there is the taste of chocolate.
Okay.
The lemon or the orange is not really that tasty, but yeah, there's the chocolate is dominant.
Kauraisa. There you go. Thank you for taking that bite. You
But
need
it's a
that.
weird taste.
Please
It's a
don't
weird
try
taste.
this at home.
You need the energy. The vitamins is what you need because we're approaching winter and the athletes will be needing a lot of vitamin C. Well, viewers, we'll be going for a short break and we'll be back right after that.
Adventure doesn't announce itself. It starts with a feeling. It waits quietly, ready for those who seek it. From the moment you start, the journey becomes part of the story. It's not just about the destination. It's the rhythm of the road, the pull of the unknown. Some journeys take you beyond what's visible, toward the promise of something greater. And then it appears. The reason you came. The reason you return. The jet tour dashing. Drive your future.
Okay, Marco, so Jesse has left us. He is getting some training in the kitchen, just brightening up or sharpening up his skills before they get to cooking. I'm very, very worried for that chicken. I'm very ish. But we'll see how it goes. So, before we talk about the Debmarine Premiership, the Women's Super League, thoughts on the Maris Cup final? 1.5 million African stars walking away with that money. What did you make of the final?
Well, in terms of the football on the pitch, I think we were treated to a spectacular match. Both teams came to play, and they did play. It was a lucky goal, I believe, for African stars. But in football, you know, they say preparation always helps you get that luck.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying the other team was not prepared, young Africans. They were prepared. Unfortunately, they conceded that goal earlier on in the match, and you could see the panic from their coach. Immediately after conceding the goal, he had to make 3 substitutes. That was sort of a panic move for me. But it paid off because they started playing very well. They started knocking the ball around and creating a lot of chances. And also, if they had scored in the first 5 to 10 minutes when the match started, it could have forced the opposition coach also to panic, because that's a cup final, and it's a winner-take-all, 1.5 million. Everybody wanted that money. I'm telling you, all the 16 teams wanted that money, but unfortunately, it went to African stars. So football-wise, it was good. In terms of organization, big ups to MTC as well for organizing a tournament of that magnitude. I mean, they took it to the north in Oshakati. It was a spectacular. We saw a lot of artists performing there. There was a lot of entertainment, and we saw a lot of fans coming into the stadium. And in Marienthal as well, a lot of performances by local artists, as well as the fans coming in and watching the matches. But the only problem I have, Brian, is the fact that it's a winner-take-all. I think Namibia is not. I think it's unfair. Because look at a team like Young African. They played 3 matches prior to the final. The 4th match was the final, and they walk home empty-handed. And I know they were getting money for preparation, but I'm sure they also did dig deep into their own pockets to supplement what they got from the sponsors. So at the end of the day, it's a loss for them. I would have been happy if they'd have gotten something. I think the sponsors can next time try and add something to the prize money for the losing finalists, number 3 and number 4, and even have the number 3 and number 4 game, just to make it more exciting. But also, for me, it's a good thing that they've said the prize money is 1.5. I think that should be the standard from now going forward, whether it's the league or it's the tournament or it's anything. They should say anybody who comes into football must give us a prize money of 1.5 on top of everything that they do. But generally, a good tournament, and big ups to MTC.
Well, I think that's very well said. I couldn't have said it any better. The 1.5 million is definitely a good prize, but I also agree with the consideration of the fact that teams played a lot of games. They should have been compensated also a little bit more. Cool. That's our summary of how the MTC Maris Cup went. Let's have a look at the Debmarine Premiership log. Things are getting heated. It's getting exciting there. African Stars currently top both leagues. The men and the women's league. And Young African are the only undefeated team in the Debmarine Premiership. So that's how the log looks like. And then if we have a look at the fixtures, we have an exciting weekend to look forward to. We have a lot of games to look forward to. Which games are you mostly excited about if you have a look at the log there?
Yeah, look, obviously the Buccaneers versus Tigers is an interesting one. I think it will be on Friday, on the 4th of April at Independence Stadium. That match is exciting due to the fact that Woody Jacobs started off as a Tigers coach at the beginning of the season, and then he moved across to Buccaneers. So I'm sure he will be itching to actually defeat his former employees, because I would love to believe that the way they parted ways was not a good one. There was no reason for him to leave the club at that particular moment from the football aspect of the team playing and whatever. But inside politics might have forced him to leave. And because of that, I'm hoping that he goes out there to try and prove a point against them. But also the other match that will be of interest is Blue Boys versus Kokatops in Rundu. That's a relegation battle. I think a few points about it. I think it's about 5 or 6 points that separate those two teams at the bottom of the log. But obviously a match that always involves African Stars and Okanja United as well. It's another exciting exciting match that people should look forward to. On a Sunday, I would love to see UNAM and Tigers, another match that would be exciting. So those are some of the matches that I'm saying I'm looking forward to this particular weekend.
Definitely a lot of matches to be excited about. I think I also like to see what transpires between Bucks Buccaneers and FC Ongos. That's also a very interesting game to look forward to. Moving on to the Women's Super League. That's where the goals are. That's the league where tons and tons of goals get scored. If we have a look at the log, like I said, African Stars, Queens, they're on top of the log here. Beauties in second, FC Ongos in third. And then looking at Arrow Ladies who sit in fifth, that's just how it looks. Okahanja and Namib Daughters are the teams that are fighting to survive or not get relegated. And then if we have a look at the weekend fixtures, we have a couple of games as well. I think all of them will be taking place at the NFA Technical Center, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's all the games. So having a look at these games, also keep in mind that a lot of the football players have left for the futsal competition in Morocco, so teams won't have a lot of their players. But yeah, looking at the games, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think, first of all, if we have to discuss the log, it's interesting to see that African Stars ladies are topping the log. But if you look at their goals that they have scored, I think they have scored 26 or so goals. That means that they are grinding out results. They are winning by small margins, 2-1, 3-1. And then you also have a team like Ongos. They have scored 46, 48 goals, but they are not even in the top three. So it tells you that at least this season, there's so much competition amongst the teams, the ladies teams. It's not that season where you would know from week one to the last week. It's just it's what do you call it? It's Ongos on top of the log. But this time around, we see that a lot of other teams are coming up. Beauties also, they are in there. They are challenging. They finished, I think, second the past 2 seasons. Now they are saying, look, this should be our year. Yeah. They want to take away that trophy from Ongos. I think they've won it 7 times in a row. With the fixtures as well, I think it's a good lineup for the fixtures. Yeah. You are talking about players going to Morocco for the futsal. I think it's a good thing. Yeah. It will then show how much depth do we have when it comes to football. A team like Ongos and I think Julino Athletic, they have quite a number of players that are in the national futsal team. Yeah. So it will prove to us how much depth do they have. Are they able to replace those players that went with the national team? And those players that are coming in also, they would like to establish themselves as quality players, yes, as players that the team can rely on. So this weekend and the next one, I think it will be a very exciting weekend in the women's football. We might see a lot of surprise results. The teams that we usually see winning might be drawing or losing their matches. Yes. And it might even give the opportunity for teams at the bottom or teams at the bottom, the lower half of the log. They might be able to actually come through and gain as much points as they can to afford them an opportunity to make the league more competitive. Yeah.
Well, that just means that it's a good thing that all these players have left from Morocco, because teams will be tested, because the likes of Yola Fleet, Malicent Hikaum, all those guys are leaving. So we are very excited for the Debmarine Premiership this weekend. Guys, all I'm saying is, I don't know where you guys are going to be this weekend, but there's enough football around to keep all of us busy. So we'll be going for a short break. And then Jesse Jackson Kauraisa is in the kitchen.
It all starts with a vision to create campaigns that connect and inspire. At Synergy, we blend creativity with strategy, crafting marketing solutions that resonate deeply with local audiences and beyond. From social media to media buying, our tailored approaches ensure your brand reaches the right people at the right time. We go beyond business, fostering connections, empowering communities, and driving real impact. Whether it's a local event or a national campaign, our work brings brands closer to the heart of Namibia. Our partnerships with leading platforms like Network Media Hub, NTV, and Print Media Hub ensure your brand has access to premium visibility across all channels. With Synergy's innovative tools from Network Innovation Hub, such as AfriWallet, e-ticket, and the WhatsApp chatbot, we streamline customer engagement and transactions, making every interaction effortless. Together, we drive results and foster real connections. We are synergy, more than marketing, more than strategy. Together, we build brands that inspire, connect, and create a lasting impact. So much more than just campaigns. Synergy, creativity that connects.
Okay, viewers, I am here in the Braai Corner with none other than Jessie. So, Jessie, this is the first time you're on this side of the set. So, how are you feeling? Are you ready to braai some chicken for us?
Well, it's a different kind of atmosphere this side. I'm used to being that side. Being here, I've always secretly wanted to be this side because I think you get the first taste already.
You do, and as I saw, as we were filming, you also get to taste, nibble a lot on
Yes,
all the ingredients like Jessie's
yes,
been doing
I'm-
offset this whole time.
Yes, I'm that kind of guy, so...
No,
I mean,
okay, it's fine. At this side, we get to experiment. We get to know the other side of Jessie, not just that serious guy that's waiting for the food, talking sports. Today, we get to know the sports journalist and just everything about you. So before we start preparing the chicken, because I have to say, okay, not everything, but
Alright.
the things we don't know yet, we're
Yeah.
going to dive a little deeper. Before we start preparing this chicken, we have some marinade that we made earlier, and of course, like Brian said, it's National Vitamin C Day, so we managed to get oranges everywhere, and I do apologize for the snack, guys. I tried something different. It's in the mix is a safe space where we experiment, okay? So we have some orange juice in the marinade as well, so we're going to test that with the chicken later. But before we dive in, I want to know, Jessie, I came here to NMH and I found you as a sports journalist. I know that you have that love for sports, and I just want to find out, is soccer the main sport? Is there a sport that you yourself have tried as an athlete before or want to try before, or is it mainly soccer? For you, it's just soccer in and out.
You know what? Growing up in Katitura and reserves and all those things, I think football was the first thing that we actually came across to. Was the first thing that I never even knew cricket and stuff existed until I came to the city.
Okay, football
So
was like
football,
your first
yes,
love.
was my first love. So I fell in love with football.
Okay.
Definitely played at school level, played some first division clubs earlier on so that was it.
Okay, that's great. So while we're here with the food, I want to know, I'm not complaining, but you always complain when something new that's not meat is displayed in front of you. With
Yes.
last week's calamari, it was a bit disappointing to see that you were not even excited to try it. So how do you feel about us at least going to chicken this week?
Well, chicken, I think chicken is better. It's better than all the other things that we eat, but it's not better than red meat, of course,
Oh,
because
okay.
red meat is #1 priority. And
We'll get back to that. At least we're at chicken again. But like I said, in the mix is where we try new recipes, we try new things, we test it out for you guys so you don't have to test it out. So Jessie, what we're going to do now, the marinade is done. So we're just going to make the braai process easier and quicker. We're going to cut our chicken breast in half so that it's a little bit thinner on the braai. So you can cut those two, and then I will cut these. So once we're done cutting them, we'll just baste them in the marinade, and then we'll put them on the braai. And then when we come back, we can start with our salad, which I'm very excited for because the salad has almond nuts in it, so I hope no one on set's allergic to nuts. And then we have, of course, oranges in because it's National Vitamin C Day. So while me and Jessie get our chicken ready, do not move a muscle. We have a lot more to give at this episode. Brian is waiting for you guys on the other side, so let's not keep him waiting.
Adventure doesn't announce itself. It starts with a feeling. It waits quietly, ready for those who seek it. From the moment you start, the journey becomes part of the story. It's not just about the destination. It's the rhythm of the road, the pull of the unknown. Some journeys take you beyond what's visible, toward the promise of something greater. And then it appears. The reason you came. The reason you return. The Jetour dashing. Drive your future.
So Jesse Jackson Kauraisa is finally being introduced in the kitchen. It looks promising. Marco, thoughts?
I'm scared. Having known Jesse, it's a scary experience for him to be in the kitchen. I hope he doesn't poison us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I trust Patricia to guide him. But yeah, we're going to see what's going to come out from that pot.
Yeah, no, I think Patricia will be a good guide because salmonella is real and we don't want to get that from the chicken. So hopefully it's cooked through all the way. Cool. So before we went for a break, we were talking about the futsal women.
Yeah.
And we do have interviews that we'll be talking about shortly. But speaking of African Stars and Young African, they played each other in the weekend. African Stars won that game 1-0. They met again in the week. They drew that game 1-1. Gero's goal, would you say it's luck compared to Awilo's?
No, Gero's goal was a beautiful goal. Lucky I was at the stadium to witness it. Those are some of the goals that when you are told that somebody scored a cracker of a goal like that, you don't believe because you're not there.
Yeah.
But I was lucky I was there at the stadium and I witnessed it. It was a ferocious shot just outside the 18 area. Unfortunately, the defenders didn't do a good job to protect their goalkeeper. You can't blame the goalkeeper on that one.
Yeah.
The one that they scored on Saturday, you can say maybe the goalkeeper could have done a little bit better. I mean, it went under him.
Yeah.
But that one that they scored on Tuesday in the league match, it was a cracker of a goal. Good build-up from African Stars. They came with the ball from the back, they carried it over, and Gero found himself in a space where he could take 2-3 touches and unleash that shot. But the defenders kept backpedaling.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to close him down, they backpedaled and they gave him that opening to actually have a shot at that one. And I think it's a contender for goal of the season.
It should definitely be a contender for goal of the season. If you guys didn't see that goal, just sit tight. We'll be showing you that goal right now.
Imaginary substitutions. Let us know who you believe is having a good game. Good flick there from Bakoja. Yes, Katua!
That's a cracker of a goal. Gero Katua there scoring a cracker of a goal for African Stars to end the game 1-1. Well, like I said earlier, the futsal team traveled to Morocco and they'll be participating in the Women AFCON futsal competition that's scheduled for the 18th, if I'm not mistaken. 18th of April, right?
Yeah.
18th of April. Well, Mariet Ngola did catch up with but he did catch up with the coach and our new Minister of Sports, which is Steenkamp. So please do stay tuned as we play those videos for you.
Various chiefs and CEOs and coaches and everybody fulfilling such an important function, and most especially to the team. Two things I want to say. I watched you when you were singing the anthem, and you must inspire pride. You have it, but remember that when you are there, the cameras will zoom in on you. You stay straight to the people of your country, and your hands are here, not standing like this, with pride. So first, that's not part of the two things I wanted to say. First and foremost, I'm so delighted and I'm so honored to be in the presence of you. Your talent must be amazing for you to earn this distinction, this honor to go and represent your country with this first game. But it's not just talent. You've set yourself apart from others, probably through strict discipline, isn't it? A lot of self-discipline, pushing yourself, sheer tenacity, perseverance, even if things were tough, even if all you wanted to do was at a given point give up, but you didn't. So for that, I put a feather in your cap. And I thank you that you persevered where you are today, representing not just yourself, but your family, your neighbors, your community, your nation. It's an honor. It's an honor to be Namibian. We cannot take that for granted. Secondly, be unapologetically yourself. Your true, authentic self when you represent us there as a Namibian ambassador. Proud of your heritage. Be proud of your culture. Be proud of your language. Establish yourself among the best, because you are the best that Namibia has to offer. I'm getting goosebumps, DN. I always try to, I was just an athlete. I cannot even play netball. But I have the love for sports, and the love for the youth. I want to thank all of you who have made this possible with your sacrifices, with your training techniques, with the investment of donors. Everybody that believed in you, don't take it for granted. Not the bottle of water, for example, that is offered to you. Know that everything comes with a price, and we can only pay back by being our level best, in our best behavior. So go out there, make us proud. We will watch you. And as the DM said, we will have to seek funding, but we will be there when you go through to the World Cup in November, December. Thank you. Thank you to everybody. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm Donald Modise, the head coach of the females futsal team that is departing for Morocco Rabat for the AFCON futsal women's competition. We will be departing on the 10th of April, where we will have 2 friendlies lined up. Our training camp will be in Rabat, Morocco, where we will face 2 countries. We are yet to confirm the 2 opponents. The first will be on the 12th, and then the second friendly will be on the 18th in Casablanca, and then we will have to depart to Morocco for the competition on the 21st.
Okay, very well. Coach Modise, please tell us, how has the preparations been so far?
Oh, the preparations have been very positive. I'm happy with the ladies. The ladies have taken well to the new futsal tactics as they are coming from 11 aside. It's a bit different and intense, but I'm happy with the preparation so far.
Okay, very well. Thank you so much.
Well, that was head coach Donald Modise that will be leading the side in Morocco. Overall thoughts, we don't have much time for this one, but overall thoughts on the fact that we are sending a team out, unprofessionals. They play more 11-a-side football. So, yeah, what do you think is going to be the outcome that side?
Yeah, I think the disadvantage that we have as a country is the numbers. You know, we can't afford to have so many sports codes because of the number of people that we have. Unfortunately, we don't have a big pool of football playing women in the country. It's something that we need to build up. That's why you find that we have players who are playing the 11 VV, 11 versus 11, going to play the futsal, and they also go and play the 7-a-side. Yeah. That's the reality of Namibia. But they do play the futsal league when they have an opportunity. I've watched a few of them play futsal league on Sunday mornings when they are not playing for their teams. So I think in terms of fitness and everything, they will be fine. They might like a thing or two in terms of the tactics because as futsal and the 11v11 is a bit different. The tactics and the skills that are needed there, even the fitness. People usually think that futsal is easy. It's you need to run your lungs out in futsal. But they are going there for experience. It's the first time. I mean, they need to gain the experience. They need to go and learn. Like what the guys did last time when they went, I think it was last year, early last year. They need to go there, gain the experience, go and learn, and go and see the trends, the new things that are happening. And then they come back, they bring it here, and then we take it from there and build from that experience.
I'm enjoying this session of having Marco join us in studio. So, guys, we'll be going for a short break, and after the break, Chavon Wilson and I will be showing you guys how to make some money with JSB Sports Betting. Get your book, make some notes, and we'll be joining you right after this.
Life is about the journeys we take, the roads we choose, and the adventures that shape us. Designed for those who seek more. More space, more adventure, more style. With cutting-edge technology and unparalleled comfort, every drive is an adventure waiting to happen. Choose adventure. Choose the Jet Tour Dashing. The new Jet Tour Dashing. Drive your future.
Yet we're back with another suggestion for you guys, giving you guys some fillets. Hopefully you can hit this weekend. There's a lot of money on the table this weekend. Javon Wilson, how are you doing, brother?
Pretty well. Glad to be back. We had a good weekend with Jesse at the horses. I'm seeing us over there at the Braai area and looking forward to what he has to offer there.
Did you, based off what you see him doing in the kitchen, what are your thoughts? Did you trust him? Do you think he can deliver a plate with the assistance of Patricia?
With the assistance, definitely. Without, certainly not.
Okay, cool. Let's not waste any more time. So we have an exciting weekend to look forward to. Do you want to kickstart us off with the big money?
Yes. So
that we're all looking forward to.
Starting the month off, we have a massive carryover and guaranteed jackpot on Saturday, the 5th of April, which is going to be a $35 million Namibian dollar, as you can see on your screen there.
Hey.
A guaranteed jackpot. What that means, I explained before in prior weeks, if you are the only ticket winner, the only winner, the $35 million is paid into your bank account on Monday.
Monday,
you are
guys.
the only winner, you win the entire $35 million. Try your luck, go for the upsets, don't just go for the obvious ones. But I always advise the clients and the punters to go for. And then, yeah, you never know. You have to buy a ticket to win the raffle, right?
Okay, so Marco was asking me earlier, how does one sign up for JSB and how does one win? So, Marco, this one is for you. It's pretty simple. You just need your cell phone number or email, create an account, takes you less than 5 minutes. And how the pool works is you need to predict 13 games correctly. If you do predict all 13 of them, and you are the only one that gets them right, $35 million in your bank. If you guys are even 10 that predict them correct, you still walk away with a lot of money, nonetheless. So cool.
Just to touch on that, for now, that's not available online on our platform,
Okay.
only in store at one of our branches.
So yes, so that means you have to go to the shop, buy the bookies, do your thing, like Javon said. Don't go for the obvious games, go for the upsets, and you might walk away with 35
Tough.
million.
I've seen there's like only 4 Premier League games in the fixture list, and the rest, the 9 remaining games are all championship games.
And I'm not the biggest fan of the championship. Okay, cool. I think we kickstarted that. I forgot about the match of the week. Let's first talk about the match of the week before we do dive into your bet slip. It's a big one. It's a very, very big one. It's the Manchester Derby between Manchester United and Manchester City. Unfortunately, Erling Haaland, or fortunately for United fans, Erling Haaland won't be playing that game. He's injured. He'll be out for the next 6 to 8 weeks. So yeah, thoughts on this one?
It's difficult. I mean, United aren't in the best of form either. We did see City pick up a win against Leicester the other night.
Yeah.
But it's going to be difficult. I mean, as I said, it's unpredictable. Both teams not in good form. United playing at home. Without Haaland, there's a possibility for United to perhaps get the 3 points there. Nothing to fight for in the league, though.
Yeah.
Except for pride, I guess. City, I don't think they will be saying this. They might not be playing Champions League football next season, which is a bold statement from me. But, you know, there's a couple of teams just behind them, so we'll have to wait and see.
Sure. So you're saying they might not?
They might not, yeah.
Because Haaland is also injured now.
Yeah, and I don't see them going on a run, on a consecutive win run. So it's going to be difficult.
Okay, well, the odds for the Manchester United game looks great. I personally think I'm going to go for Manchester United.
Yeah.
Not only because I'm a fan, but I'm looking at it from, look, it's a derby, we're at home. They're not looking that great if we don't beat them now, then we won't beat them. So this is the
Well,
best
we beat them
chance.
before the season, right? At the start of the season, I think. Did we not beat them? Yeah, we knocked them out there.
Oh yes,
Yeah, we did. So yeah, why not? I mean, United have the players. We have Bruno. He's at least in good form there. So and it's a derby game, as you said. So
anything can happen.
You put a line through any form, and then you play on the day, and whoever comes out with more hunger and more desire will probably win the match.
Okay, cool. So where do we start? I think we start off with your bet slip for the weekend. I went through it a little bit. I like it very much. Can you just go through it?
Obviously,
fast?
with United, as I said, it's unpredictable. I'll go with United for the win there. Real Madrid against Valencia, they're fighting for the title, so I would suggest bankering them in all bets. Same as Bayern Munich, I think they're playing tonight. And then I'll go with both teams to score on this evening's game as well, Rayo and Espanyol.
Okay.
Inter Milan also fighting for the title with Napoli. I think there's like a 3-point difference now. It's tight. AC Milan mid-table, I think they're not doing that well this season, but they should have the upper hand over Fiorentina. And then finally Nice and Nantes, I'll go with both teams to score. It's a decent bet.
Both teams to score, you come in. How much did you put down? Is my question, because it pays a lot of money. 3,300.
I mean, for 3,300, you can put a stake of $5.
$5 only.
$5 only.
We're looking at 500 odds. So guys, 500 odds. Put down $5. If you want to be brave, you can put down $10. That brings you close to 7K. I think that's very good money. Let's have a look at mine. Mine is very simple. I think I stick with the Premier League teams. I didn't want to mix it up a lot, so I personally just decided to go for Arsenal. The odds look very nice. I couldn't leave out that game. Personally, I think I would also change my mind and just do a double. With a double, I would do Arsenal to win and Liverpool to win. I think you get that at close to 4 odds. Put $200 on that, you get 800. That's very good. But the slip goes like this: Arsenal to win, Aston Villa to beat Nottingham Forest. Nottingham have been great, but Aston Villa with Rashford in form,
Yes.
Asensio in form, I can't ignore those guys. So I'm going to go Aston Villa to win. And then Tottenham, whew, not one of my favorite teams to bet on, but Southampton really have nothing to fight for this season. So Spurs get the best in that game. And then Liverpool, I think they're on a good form. They beat Everton in the Merseyside derby. Close match, 1-0. So I see them winning this one as well. So that's my bet slip. 8 odds, $100 gives you 911. Not 3,000 like Javon's one, but I think I'm good with that one. So Javon, that's what we have planned for the weekend. Before I do let you leave, look, Champions League is next week. Next week the knockout stages start, and not start, but we continue, and we're getting closer to seeing who wins the Champions League this season. Very, very surprising season for me personally. But let's have a look at the groups and see who's facing who, and then Javon, off the top of your head, who advances from this round?
Who advances? It's tough. I see the Arsenal ladies played not too long ago against the Real Madrid ladies.
They beat.
They knocked them out. You
Yeah.
know, they were trailing there, and they went to London, and then they did the job. So perhaps the men's team could take some inspiration there.
Okay.
And perhaps knock out Real Madrid. You know. I know that's both, but
Okay.
Arsenal have opportunity there, and I do feel honestly, if Arsenal pull off that upset, that win, and knock Real Madrid out, they have a very good chance at winning the very first Champions League.
That's
I do
bold.
feel so, yeah.
That's
if
bold.
not, we could perhaps look at a Real Madrid Barcelona El Clasico derby. They're already playing in the Copa del Rey final as well. But I would say Arsenal will advance there. Inter Milan would advance against Bayern. I know that's also a bold statement. I
Okay.
like Inter a lot, as I said before.
Dark horses for you?
I'd go with Villa to knock out PSG, and then Barcelona to beat Dortmund. Those are my predictions.
I always forget how brave and how bold Javon is. I
this.
disagree with 3 of your decisions. I'm going to go Real Madrid to beat the Arsenal. I'm going to go with PSG to beat Aston Villa comfortably.
Okay.
Doué, Dembele, those guys are in form. Inter, I'm going to agree with you because I really also believe they are the dark horses of the tournament. And Barcelona are going to ease past Borussia Dortmund. Those are my predictions. Well, something fun before we leave, just to see how much attention Javon was paying to the Champions League. So Javon, okay, unfortunately it was brought up already, so we can't ask you about the most tackles. Who do you think has the most shots in the Champions League?
As a team or as a player?
As a player.
As a player, who has the most
Who has the most shots before, who has the most shots to where we are now in the Champions League?
Oh, that's a tough one, eh? Let me look at Salah, perhaps. Rafinha.
Okay, I'll give you one more.
Who else is there?
You have Real Madrid, you have Mbappe, you have Vinicius, you have...
The most shots, eh?
Yes.
Let me go with Rafael Leao.
Okay, cool. Those are Javon's people that he decided to go with. Let's have a look at the shots to just see if he got anyone correct. If there's anyone that he did mention that is up on that list, that will be coming up shortly. Javon Wilson. So we have Seru Guirassy from Dortmund. We have Kane, who has 22. We have Kylian Mbappe, who has the most with 25. And then we have Erling Haaland, who has 19. So all your guys are not there. But yeah, that's all the time that we do have for you. One more before I do let you leave. Clean sheets.
Oh, tough one.
Clean sheets.
Who has the most? I'll go with the Inter goal. I think it's Jan Sommer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with that one.
I'll go with Sommer.
Locked. Let's have a look at that list before we let Javon leave. And boom, that's Javon Wilson. Javon Wilson got that one spot on. He has the most clean sheets in the Champions League this far of the tournament. So that just shows that this man has been watching the tournament. Well, guys, that's all the time that Javon Wilson and I have for you. Hopefully you guys did take some notes. Hopefully you guys make yourself some money this weekend. But from me, that's all I have. Javon, anything you'd like to leave the punters with?
No, wish everyone the best of luck out there. Is going to be placing any bets on JSBsports.bet and also in store for our Soccer 13 big jackpot on Saturday.
$35 million on the table. Short corner is coming up right after this.
Your life could change at any second, but you'll never know until you take the chance. With sports betting, number games, and online casino gambling, JSB is your best bet. Will you be Namibia's next instant millionaire? Place your bets easily online at jsbsports.bet or at any JSB location nationwide. We'll take you to the action anywhere, anytime. JSB, where the next instant millionaires come to play. Strictly no under 18s. JSB supports responsible gambling. Winners know when to stop.
The Botswana Rugby Union has donated about 60,000 pula to the women's rugby development in the country, because it says that it sees that there has been progress made in women's rugby. Women's rugby has not always been popular, but it is currently experiencing some growth and development, and therefore the rugby union has donated this amount in order to spearhead and to expedite development and growth within women's rugby. Speaking at the annual general meeting, the union's president Farid Pando acknowledged the strides made, but also emphasized that there's more that really can be done. There's a lot more room for improvement. One of the things that he highlighted was that about 11 women were accredited in first aid training for rugby, though many have not remained active in their clubs post-training. And the key milestone was the introduction of rugby to the deaf community in the capital city, the second capital city of Botswana, that is Francistown. So this was an initiative driven by the Development Office of the Union to promote inclusivity as well as community engagement. The rugby union has really called for community engagement and for members of the community to come together in advancing rugby, especially women's rugby, because they have been heavily reliant on grants from the World Rugby and Rugby Africa, as well as the Botswana National Sports Commission, in order to sustain its programs as a union. And therefore they're saying the community needs to come together in order to come and develop the women's rugby, and therefore they are spearheading this development. They are taking charge, hence they donated 60,000 pula worth of money into the sector.
And we are back. JC, how does the chicken look there on the grill?
looks very delicious.
You seem to have the hang of it because I left you there alone
Yes,
and
I
you
was
seem
trying,
to be.
although some almost fell in the cold.
I saw that,
yeah,
but you handled it well, okay?
Yes, I tried.
Because the
yeah.
chicken is coming together perfectly. So our next job is to make the salad. So this is an orange and parsley salad. It's your green salad with just a little bit of extra, elements in it.
Orange
The
and
extra,
parsley.
yes,
Sounds
the
like I'm in a
extra-
castle.
The extra ingredients are, of course, our almond nuts, our oranges, and then, of course, parsley. So, Tracy, I'm going to let you cut our almond nuts in half. I'll do the parsley and our oranges.
Okay.
Great. So, Tracy, okay, not that violently. Should I take over the almond nuts
Yeah,
instead?
please,
Okay, I'll do these ones
let me
instead,
do
and then
the
you can
tomato.
do
I think
those
it's-
ones.
yeah.
So, Jesse, I have to know, when sports journalism, I'm always in awe of the way how sports journalists can just grab onto a story and then just make it so clear to those of us who do not understand sports. For example, I do not understand cricket at all. But then somehow sports journalists have this magical power to write the story in such a way that me, who doesn't understand cricket, can somehow understand who won at least and who didn't and how it went.
Yeah.
Is that a skill that you just have? Did you?
Well, I think that's back when we were studying journalism, we were told about the KISS formula. It means that keep it simple, keep it short and sweet. So meaning that keeping it simple is just to make sure that, like any ordinary citizen or reader out there will be able to understand what you have written without also not abandoning the terminology of the sports itself, because obviously certain sports, every sport code has its own terminology in terms of reporting. But you always try and make sure that at least somebody reading a cricket story or a football story or any story for the first time must be able to understand
what you're saying.
and not always run to a dictionary because I know
Because some of these sports terminologies, I don't know how sports journalists and coaches and athletes remember what everything means. Honestly, to me, I enjoy watching certain sports, participating in certain sports, but some are just. But I do understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Actually, before I came to NMH, I worked with Marco, and he taught us that when you write any article, you need to write it in such a way that anyone, the old grandma in the north is supposed to understand it at the same level as the CEO of the biggest engineering company in Namibia.
Yes,
So
of course, and all that is also, it all depends on the house style. I mean, every organization has its style guide, and they operate under that. So sometimes you are guided by the house style in terms of the language that you use, because I think if you pick up a Namibian Sun newspaper and you pick up New Era newspaper at the back page and you see the kind of style,
they write their stories,
the kind of terminology and all they use, that's where you see a difference in terms of the style guide, in terms of what they use and what we use in terms of terminology. Yes, and also most of the times these things are always developed, I think, by your first sub-editors or news editors,
you see, that's for the salad.
Okay, sorry. Your first,
I'll forgive you for that.
So your first news editor always obviously you tend to pick up that writing style, although everyone has a unique writing style.
Yes.
As
But
a person,
but the basics
comes down to your first sub-editor or somebody that groomed you or that you, so that's something that is very important.
Okay, JC, so like we know that football is your first love. It's going to remain your first love for as long as you live.
Yes.
But just like food, we all have our least favorite item.
Least.
The one you don't not like it, but you also don't like it that much. So when it comes to sports, being a sports journalist, what is that one sport that if you could stay away from reporting on it, you would? There has to be that one sport that's just last on your list.
I think it has to do with this sports that involves risk, like rowing and stuff like that. You know, I'm black, so I'm far away from the water as possible, and obviously I would want to stay away from rowing.
Okay,
and
so
stuff
when
like
it
that.
comes to triathlons, you don't want to be a part of.
No. Something that I don't believe.
Stay on dry ground.
Yeah.
Okay, I honestly also I can't swim, but I do enjoy watching things like triathlons and seeing how people, take that risk, because people have that passion for sports and it's beautiful to see. But JC, we have a lot of prepping to do and it's almost time. I'm sure Brian and Marco are waiting. You can put it in. Are waiting for the salad and the chicken, and our chicken, I can hear it, it's calling us. So we will be right back. Hopefully this will be done and we can see what Brian and Marco is up to.
Okay, well, hopefully there is some food left after what I've seen. After seeing Jesse Jackson Kauraisa in the kitchen, that man is eating more than he's doing anything else.
Like I said, I was scared at the fact that he's in the kitchen. Knowing him, there will be less food and more of him dominating the kitchen there. But yeah, we're looking forward to what they've prepared with Patricia. I'll be something tasty.
Yeah, no, it looks really good, and Patricia always has interesting recipes for us here on the show. I think that's what I like most about In the Mix, because we never know what she's going to come up with. I think that's what makes it exciting. But cool, before we do get to the food, just a quick wrap up. We did speak on local football. We did touch on those guys. Some international football. We have the English Premier League that has been off for a while. I know we had some games during the course of the week, but there are games this weekend to be very excited about. If we just have a look at the games that are taking place on Saturday, we have Arsenal that are chasing down Manchester City. They play, not City, they're chasing down Liverpool, sorry. They play against Everton in the early kickoff. Brighton take on Crystal Palace. Ipswich take on Wolves. West Ham play Bournemouth. And inform Aston Villa take on inform Nottingham Forest. What are your thoughts on these games that are set up for Saturday?
No, I think the match of the day there is Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest. The two of them are chasing Europe football. Aston Villa, I think they're in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. They're looking at advancing further and playing probably in the Champions League final as well. Forest, they're chasing their, they're trying to rewrite history. In the 80s, 70s, they were a big club, and early 90s, but now they are going to be trying to get into the Champions League proper this year. They performed very well. They've beat Manchester United home and away for the first time in their history on Tuesday. So they are the two informed teams. But you can't rule out a team like Crystal Palace. They've been performing extremely well. Wolves, they're trying to run away from the relegation zone. They are playing very well as well. And Brighton and I mean Everton and Arsenal, always a big match. Everton at home, they will be trying to bounce back from losing their 9-match unbeaten run against Liverpool. I think it was last night. The Merseyside derby. Now they'll try and disturb us now.
Yeah, well, there you guys heard it from Marco. I'll just be taking you guys through the next games. We also have some Bundesliga games that are scheduled to take place this weekend. La Liga games as well, and they'll be coming up shortly on the screen. And then we can just have a look at what Saturday holds for us. I mean, we have La Liga games. Girona take on Deportivo Alaves. Real Madrid take on Valencia. Barça play Real Betis. That's a very interesting game to look forward to on Saturday. And then in the Bundesliga, I think we have, for me personally, those are the most exciting games this coming weekend from a betting perspective. Yeah, but they will be coming up shortly as well. Heidenheim take on Bayer Leverkusen. An easy win for Bayer Leverkusen. Stuttgart take on Bochum. Stuttgart will win that game most probably. And then Dortmund play Freiburg. RB Leipzig take on Hoffenheim. And Eintracht Frankfurt play Werder Bremen. So those are just games that we are all excited about for Saturday. Before we get to the food, on Sunday, there's still some action in the Premier League, of course. And then we also have these games that are coming up right now that will be taking place on Sunday. Marco, your thoughts there?
Brentford, Chelsea, interesting match. Those two teams, you don't know what to expect, especially from Chelsea. Fulham and Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool, they are actually trying to run away with this one, and they will be making sure that they want to win it as early as possible. Definitely, they are going to give Fulham a tough time. Spurs versus Southampton. Tottenham Hotspurs, they've been very cold this season. Very, very cold. And Manchester United versus Manchester City. That is the Manchester derby. And I can tell you, it will be an interesting one. Manchester United are looking to bounce back. They beat Manchester City earlier on this season. They'll be looking forward to actually coming through and winning this particular match. I heard you betting for Manchester United, but I can tell you it's a risk. You took a risk on that particular one.
It's a risk. I think, you see, it's very nice to have you in studio. So you see, you did speak to Javon, you did set up your account.
Yeah.
So what you just spoke about now, just implement that on the app and then maybe you make yourself some money.
Yeah, I spoke to the guy from JSB, and I'm hoping to make money this weekend. I'm really broke. I need that money, and I'll definitely be betting to win.
So cool. That's the plan for the weekend. Marco will be betting. But for now, Marco, the moment we've all been waiting for, it smells divine. I can definitely say that. But Jesse, tell us what do we have on the menu for us here?
Well, it is chicken, as you can see.
That's it. It's chicken, as I can see.
And it was dipped in some sauce.
Remind me.
In some orange sauce.
Okay, orange sauce.
Yes, and you can see the fruits inside there, the oranges and stuff like that.
I think you're
just
the salad.
And these green leaves.
Let me help JC. It's an
Yeah.
orange and parsley salad.
Okay.
But you know Jesse, where Jesse comes from, they don't eat a salad.
But you can
the
taste-
ancestors will be
But
unhappy.
where I come from, I did fry this one today.
JC actually did a wonderful job
Okay,
with the
first-
chicken.
Okay, the chicken is very tasty. Yeah, well done, Jesse.
Thank you.
I think I like the chicken very much as well. Well, viewers, thank you for joining us for another lovely episode of In the Mix. We're diving into the food, as you can see. We'll see you guys again next week, same time, same place. From the In the Mix team, it is goodbye.
Bye.